Since Nigerian independence in 1960, there have been 5 military coups in Nigeria. However, after the most recent coup, which occurred in 1993, Nigeria has not witnessed any further significant attempts. Nigeria, Africa's most populous state and a leading oil producer, is once again going to the polls this month. As the country heads for elections, there have been attempts to vitiate the environment, undermine the credibility of the elections, or influence their outcome. After all this, another possible coup has now haunted Nigeria. But who could be behind such malicious plots?
Hello my people, as it happen, we do bring out to you to your doorstep. This video shows that the whole world is interested. They are all interested for this election. Nigerians should be careful, because if they don't be careful, this election will cause many disasters, not only in Nigeria but the whole world. Because if they don't be careful for this election, the whole world is interested in this election. My obedient family, make una share this video, so that others will see this video and know what to do to vote the right person, which is Peter Obi. As soon as they watch this video, share them, may others see them.
Hello and welcome to TFI Global Africa, TFI Global's channel specially dedicated to the cradle of humanity. I am your host Ananya Sharma. Let's begin with the video report. As per a report, an official from the ruling All Progressive Congress, or the APC party, has said that generals held a secret meeting last week with the rival People's Democratic Party, or PDP, presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. Nigeria is set to hold its presidential elections on February 25th, with the three leading contenders being Bola Tinubu from the governing APC, Atiku Abubakar from the PDP, and Peter Obi from the Labour Party. The Nigerian military has reportedly denied the claim by the governing party's claim that it is planning to disrupt the upcoming presidential elections. In a statement, the army called the allegations as wicked and malicious. Similarly, the government and the main political parties have not responded to the army's statement. 50 years ago, Nigeria experienced its first coup. On 15 January 1966, Nigeria's democratic government was overthrown in a violent military coup. Although the coup leaders described it as a brief and temporary revolution to end corruption and ethnic rivalry, it only made those issues worse. Moreover, the coup exposed the vulnerability of the Nigerian state and demonstrated how easy it was to use soldiers to attack the government. The democratic setup of the country was weakened by a succession of repressive military governments ruling Nigeria until the restoration of democracy in 1999. Thus, the little political stability that Africa's most populous state has witnessed was hard-earned. However, as Nigeria heads for elections, there have been many attempts to undermine its democracy and influence electoral outcomes. As we previously explained, social media is one of the ways in which Nigeria's democracy is being undermined. There were reports political parties in Nigeria secretly pay social media influencers to spread disinformation about their opponents ahead of the Nigerian general elections. Further, Nigeria's President Buhari also voiced concern over how misinformation on social media is fanning conflict, insecurity, and distrust in the government. In addition to this, the proliferation of arms and ammunition in the country is another significant threat to the integrity of elections and makes Nigeria vulnerable to foreign interference, especially from the West. To prevent such attempts, Nigeria has also launched a massive crackdown on illicit weapons ahead of the 2023 elections. Moreover, recently, the country has also witnessed a surge of violence targeting Nigeria's election commission offices that raised serious concerns about the security of the West African country's upcoming elections. In an attack, the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission of Nigeria was set on fire by insurgents. Nearly 50 of the commission's offices had already been destroyed since Nigeria's last election in 2019, according to the local reports compiled by the Associated Press. These indices raised speculation of outside forces meddling in Nigeria's elections. Mysterious fires and attacks on election commission offices have destroyed important records and materials related to the upcoming elections, including voter ID cards. Reports reveal that 70,000 permanent voter ID cards were destroyed, and in Ogun, a state in Nigeria, over 65,699 voter IDs were burnt down. Former Prime Minister of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who faced a CIA-sponsored coup in 1966, wrote in his book Dark Days in Ghana that it has been one of the tasks of the CIA and other similar organizations to discover potential quislings and traitors in our midst and to encourage them by bribery and the promise of political power to destroy the constitutional government of their countries. Looks like these words by Nkrumah are relevant today in Nigeria's context as well. Considering the scenario, there is a possibility that the United States, which has a strategic interest in Nigeria's vast resources and is seeking to expand its influence in Africa, may interfere in Nigeria's elections using these tactics. Thus, it seems that after exhausting other options to meddle in Nigeria's elections, nefarious actors may now be attempting to foment a coup in the country with one of the largest economies in Africa. It is imperative that Nigerians resist such attempts with all their might to safeguard the hard-earned democratic progress achieved over the last several years, lest they become another African country struggling to restore its democracy. Similarly, with the elections just round the corner, it is likely that anti-democratic activities will be on the rise.